Welcome back, cowboys and cowgirls, to the Network Marketing Cowboy channel. Today we're going to jump into faith-led marketing, serving before selling. Let's be honest. Most people don't hate salespeople. They hate being sold to. They hate pressure. They hate the hype. They hate feeling manipulated. And here's the good news. God never called you to be a salesperson. He called you to be a servant leader. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the faith-led marketing, how to attract the right people, serve with integrity, and build your business without chasing or convincing or compromising your values. So in part one, Jesus never chased. He attracted. Matthew chapter 4, verse 19. Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will make you fishers of men. Jesus didn't beg people to follow him. People started just showing up in groves of just by word of mouth. He didn't pressure people. He didn't try to manipulate or persuade with fear. He invited people. He served. And the best thing is he led by example. People followed because of who he was and how he lived. If Jesus didn't chase people, why do we think we should? Think about that. So here's the main things that you have to do when you're starting your marketing. Attraction is rooted in authenticity. When your life reflects freedom, peace, and purpose, people lean into that naturally. All right? So just make sure you're being your authentic self when you are talking to people. So part two of this. Marketing is a ministry when your motive is right. So Galatians chapter 3, verses 23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Marketing is simply communication. That's all you're doing. When your heart is to help, marketing becomes a ministry. You're not selling anymore because you're just trying to help people. Faith-led marketing asks, how can I serve? How can I bring clarity? How can I solve a problem? Just think of that. You're not selling if you're providing a solution to one of these things, especially if you have a problem. Hey, I have this solution. Do you want it or not? That's what it really comes down to. Pressure disappears when you lead with purpose. When your motive is service, selling becomes a byproduct, not the focus. So remember, always focus on the service side of what you can do. All right? So here's some ways to do it. Sharing your story instead of pitching an idea. Teaching instead of convincing. Offering value before opportunity. So make sure you're focusing on this stuff. Part 3. Serving solves the sales resistance problem. Matthew chapter 20, verses 26 through 28. Summary. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. People resist being sold, but they welcome being served. Service builds trust. Trust creates influence. Influence leads to the decision. When you show up to educate and encourage, their walls come down. This is why attraction marketing works, especially in network marketing and direct sales. Because people don't buy because you're convincing. They buy because they trust you. So remember that. You can't be out there trying to do things if you're not living it. If they're not trusting you, they're never going to buy from you. This is, why the used car salesmen have such a bad name. They're not there trying to find you a solution. They're just trying to push a car. But make sure you solve the problem first. All right? So here's practical applications that you can do. Lead with education. Share lessons learned, not just your wins. Share your struggles. And be real about the journey. Your faith, your fear, your growth, your breakthroughs. Make sure everybody understands what you did, because that's where they're going to relate to you at. So part 4, authenticity is the new authority. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verses 21. For we aim at what is honorable, not only in the Lord's sight, but also in the sight of man. All right. You don't need to pretend to be perfect to be effective. All right. You just need to be willing to put yourself out there and make sure people see where your heart really is at. Your authenticity builds credibility faster than hype ever could. People follow clarity, not perfection. When your values are visible, the right people find you. Remember that. You wanting to attract the people that you're going to connect with. And you need to make sure they're seeing your values, because they're going to relate and trust you at that level. You don't need to impress people. You just need to serve them well. So here's some examples. Talk openly about mistakes you've made. Share what God is teaching you right now, not just what you've mastered. Remember that. Part 5. Faith-led marketing and practice. Proverbs chapter 11, verses 25. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. When you're doing faith-led marketing, is generous with value, wisdom, and encouragement. Give away what others charge for. God multiplies your generosity. Give out free things. Don't always think you need to charge for things. And your content should answer these things. What problem am I solving today? Who am I serving with this message? So remember, when you're looking at this, are you trying to solve a problem, or who are you trying to serve with the message that you're delivering in that today? Remember, consistency builds authority. Service builds loyalty. When you refresh others, God refreshes your business. So just think about that. So here's some examples of some of the content. You should have short teaching videos, faith-based encouragement posts, educational content around whatever niche market that you're doing. So wrapping up to this week's podcast, you don't need better scripts. You need better service. You don't need louder marketing. You need truer messages. When you market from faith instead of fear, you stop chasing people and start attracting the ones God already prepared. Serve well, speak truth, Stay consistent and let God handle the increase. So comment below, what's one way you can serve your audience this week instead of selling to them? Next week, we'll talk about stewardship systems, how order, structure, and simplicity accelerates kingdom growth. And remember, cowboys and cowgirls, real influence isn't built by persuasion. It's built by service. And that's a cowboy way. God bless you all. See you next week.